tall, you're gonna come onto your knees, and then that blanket, you can actually, I'll show you, you can roll it like so, like long ways. You can roll it like this. See how it makes like a little, like almost like a sausage sort of. And you'll put that behind the crease of your knees. I'll show you this way. As you come onto your knees, you can just like glide it right behind you, like right onto your calf muscles, into the crease of your knees, and then just sit back. And it lessens that load a little bit. Now, if you feel like that's way too much, you might even bring a blanket underneath your, not a blanket, a pillow underneath your seat. I use a block. Now, if you feel like this is way too much pressure in the calf, let go of it and then bring it just right on top of your heels. So what that does is when you put it behind the crease of your knees, it lessens that like deep flexion in the knees. But if you put it under your seat, it can give you just a little bit of cushion and you can sit up a little bit taller, lessens the load onto your feet. So bring your hands on top of your thighs. Let the palms face down and just sit up nice and tall here. Close your eyes and just shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. And take a deep breath out to let them fall down and back. See if you can just, with your eyes closed even, feel the heads of your shoulders draw a little further back in space. And then right away, that allows you to broaden across the collarbones a little bit more. And then think about the base of your neck. So right where like your neck meets that part where your shoulders would draw a straight line towards one another. Think about that lifting up towards the sky. And then as a result, the crown of your head lifts up a little bit higher. Just take a full breath in right here. Breathe all the way out. One more like that, fill all the way up to the top. Maybe even open up your mouth, let out an audible sigh. And start to remove that blanket, but keep it off to the side. Plant your hands down in front of you and just find a tabletop pose. You might notice that there's sensation in the ankles, in the feet. Maybe just shake them out or tap them on the ground. The tops of the feet tap a little bit more. And then tuck your toes under. Start to send your feet a little further back towards your heels. So then you get a stretch in the back of the ankle, like the Achilles tendon. And then maybe you're just a little rock side to side to breathe into that sensation. And walk your hands further back towards your knees. Start to lift your seat up and just land in a forward fold. It's early, but just heel toe the feet a little wider apart. Bend the knees a lot, and then think about your belly just resting in between the thighs, and you drop your head down. Maybe shake out the head, yes and no. Keep your feet where they are, firmly planted. Walk your hands over to the right. It doesn't have to be so big, but I want you to inch your left fingertips a little bit further. So you can start to feel that stretch in your low back, your QL here. That might feel really nice. See if you can send your left seat or the left side of your seat or your left hip towards the back left corner of your mat, like away from your left hand. And then walk your hands over to the left. You can just switch it up, but you inch your right fingertips a little further. Maybe even bend your right knee a little more. Send the weight away from your fingertips. It's nice side body length here. Breathe into it. Walk your hands back through center, halfway lift, hands to your shins. Bring your hands to your hips. Now squeeze your elbows up towards the sky to broaden through your chest. Keep that and stand all the way up. You rise. Reach your hands out and up. Take a deep breath in. Bring the palms together overhead. And just pull your hands into your heart center. Again, close your eyes. Take a moment here, upright, standing, chest broad. And just this moment of pause. Maybe you set an intention for your movement today. Maybe you think of one word you'd like to cultivate a little bit more of, something you'd like to bring in. And with that in your mind, take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. Maybe again, you open up your mouth, let out that sigh. And then you reach the hands back up, grow a little bit taller as you inhale. And start to bend your knees right away, right into chair pose as you empty. And take a breath in to lift the heart a little higher. And then a breath out to tip it forward and sweep your arms back like wings. Now maybe at the top you start to squeeze your shoulder blades together to find that engagement. You're gonna do that again. Stay in chair, but sweep the arms back up, lift the chest. Big breath out to tip it forward and sweep the arms back. Now you stand back up, take a full breath in, look up. And then exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Take your halfway lift, your chest reaches forward. Walk your hands to downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide. Maybe even start to bend the knees a lot and see the toes spread wide. Maybe shake out the head again, yes and no. Take a deep breath in to fill up. A big breath out to empty. And right away, you'll send your right leg up and back. Start to send your right foot to your right thumb. Nice and easy, just step it through. Drop your left knee down, sweeping the arms high. A big breath in to rise up. And then exhale just to find an open arm twist. Left hand forward, right hand goes behind you. And keep your left hand where it is, reach the right arm back up. You're gonna cross the right arm on top of the left, like we've done before. Instead of finding eagle arms, I want you to start to wrap your arms around yourself like you were giving yourself a hug. Inch your fingers towards your spine. And then take a breath in right here, lifting the elbows. Now, as you exhale, I want you to start to find that half split. Start to send your hips back, pick your right toes up, but almost pull your shoulder blades apart and round, dropping the head. Might feel a little bit strange, but you get to stretch that space in between the shoulder blades. Take a full breath in. Embrace all the wobbles. Full breath out. And you get to release all of that. Come back forward, bending through the right knee, sweeping the arms high. And bring your hands down, framing your right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee off the ground. Now reach your right arm up, a different twist here. Reach your right hand forward. Bring it inside the right foot and trace the left side of your mat as you parallel your feet. Take a breath in to reach your heart further forward. And then a big exhale, soft bend in the knees to just fold and bow the chest down. One more like that, halfway lift, big breath in. And then exhale to fold and bow down. Take your halfway lift again. Right here, chest is parallel to the ground. Start to see your right foot, frame it back to low runner's lunge. Take a breath in to step back to plank. Drop your right knee down, spin your left heel down, and reach your left arm up. Side plank, and then reach your top arm forward. Maybe float that left leg. Take one more breath in. Tabletop pose. Your left hand, your left knee meet the right. Lifting the heart, finding cow pose. Now exhaling to round into cat. I want you to stay here, stay rounding, but almost start to send your seat back towards your heels. Maybe you tuck your toes like you did before for a little bit more balance. So you're just changing up or deepening that stretch again in between your shoulder blades. Maybe you even come up and tent the hands. You come up to the fingertips. Keep dropping the head. And then the weight goes back forward. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. And you'll lift the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Step your left foot to your left thumb. Drop the right knee down, sweeping the arms up, big breath in. Your right hand goes forward this time, your left hand goes back, finding the twist to the left. Now your right hand will stay, reach the left hand back up, and cross the left arm on top of the right. And then you start to give yourself a hug as you bend through the elbows. Keep that, take a breath in, lift the elbows a little higher. Now exhale to pull your hips back, maybe lengthen through that left leg, pick the left toes up. And then think about sending your elbows towards the space inside your left knee, and then drop your head. So your spine is in flexion, but at the same time, you get to pull the shoulder blades apart and find a little bit of a stretch there. And you're already out of it, release it, come back forward, bending the left knee, sweep the arms high, just one breath in. And then hands come down, framing your left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee off the ground. Now your right hand will stay, reach the left hand up, open arm twist. Reach the left hand forward, bring it inside the foot. You'll trace the right side of your mat, that wide leg forward fold, parallel the feet. Take your halfway lift to reach your chest further forward. And then think elbows back as you fold and bow the chest back down. Nice. And then again, halfway lift, big breath in. Exhale to fold and bow. Now it's halfway lift, your chest is parallel to the ground just for a moment. See your left foot and frame it, low runner's lunge to the top of your mat. Step back to plank. Start to drop your left knee down. Spin the right heel down, reach the right arm up, side plank. Reach the right hand forward. Really enjoy that side body length. Maybe pick the right leg up. Let it float. Take one more breath in. Back to tabletop pose. You land. Now tuck the toes under in this tabletop pose, but keep the knees on the ground. Lift the heart, finding cow. And then rounding into that exaggerated cat pose, you drop the head, round the upper back, and then send your seat a little further back towards your heels. This time, start to walk your hands back towards your knees like you did before. Start to lift your seat and land in a forward fold, the back of your mat. Walk the hands over to the right, and then over to the left. Back through center. Halfway lift, hands to your hips. Squeeze the elbows up towards the sky, then stand all the way up. Sweeping the arms out and up, big breath in, reach up. And then right into chair pose, you bend through the knees. Take a breath in to lift the heart a little higher. Like you did before, tip it forward, sweep the arms back like wings. Maybe start to pick the heels up, play with balance. And then one more like that, drop the heels, sweep back up into chair. And then exhale, tip the chest forward, sweep the arms back, maybe pick the heels up. And then drop the heels, stand all the way up, reach up, maybe even look up. Forward fold, bow all the way down. Take your halfway lift, chest goes forward. Walk the hands to downward facing dog, just like before. And then you know it, we just add on. Reach the right leg up, full breath in. Right foot to your right thumb. Drop the back knee down, sweeping the arms high, a big breath in. Open arm twist, left hand goes forward, right hand goes back. Now reach the right hand back up. This time you'll cross it on top of the left. You'll find eagle arms here. So regular eagle arms, wrapping the fingertips, reaching them up. Take a full breath in. Now, as you exhale, stay in a lunge, but start to round. Sink elbows inside your right knee. Then you'll rise back up. Release the bind with the arm. Start to find half split here again, so half Hanumanasana. But this time you can bring your fingertips to the ground. If you want a deeper stretch here, take your left hand, maybe outside your right shin, your right ankle, or your right foot, the pinky toe side edge of the foot. Just a different stretch in the back of that right leg. Maybe you start to find a little bit more of a stretch in the low back or the left side of the back. And you get to release it, crawl back forward into that lunge. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, right arm will rise, take a breath in. Reach the right hand forward, let it land inside the foot, wide leg forward, full. Trace the long edge of your mat. Halfway lift, big breath in. Think elbows back as you fold and drop the head. Now come right into halfway lift again. This time, maybe even heel toe your feet a little closer for balance. You can soften the knees, bring your hands to your hips, squeeze the elbows up like you did before, and then stand all the way up this time. You'll sweep the arms out and up, take a big breath in. Warrior two to the front of your mat, right knee will bend. Reverse your warrior, right hand will rise. And then extended side angle, forearm to your thigh, reach left arm over your ear. Spin the chest a little higher. Just one more breath in to get a little bit longer. And then it's back to warrior two. Now straighten your right leg, heel toe your back foot a little closer, so shorten your stance with your feet. Reverse triangle, right hand will rise. Start to tip your chest forward, and your right hand can land on your shin, maybe a little lower, but make sure that it's enough where you can keep that length in the right side of your body. Maybe your top arm reaches further forward to find a little bit more of a stretch. One more breath in. Slowly come all the way up. You'll bend back into that right knee, warrior two, just for a moment to find your reverse warrior. Right hand will rise. Hands find the ground, framing your right foot, low lunge. Step back to plank. Start to bring your heels to the right. Reach your left hand up, side plank. You can always drop your right knee down. Maybe top arm reaches forward. Maybe you float the left leg. Come back to plank when you're ready. Drop your knees down, tabletop pose. Resetting the hands, the knees, lifting the chest, finding cow. Rounding to find cat. Maybe you find that exaggerated cat and you lean back. Shifting the weight back forward, tuck the toes. You'll lift the knees, hips go back and up, downward facing dog. Right to the other side, the left leg will rise, big breath in. Left foot to your left thumb. Back knee drops, sweeping the arms high, a big breath in. Right hand goes forward, left hand goes behind you, finding that twist. Reach the left hand back up. Let the left arm cross over the right. And this time it's eagle arms, so you lift the fingertips, wrap the arms, take a breath in to lift the forearms, and then exhale to bring the elbows inside that left knee. Maybe you even start to round like cat here to deepen that stretch. And then coming back up, releasing the arms, sweep them up, big inhale, rise up. And then exhale, hands coming down as you send your seat back, half Hanumanasana, your last one here, your last half split. You can stay here, right hand again outside the shin, maybe the ankle, maybe the pinky toe side edge of that left foot. And no, you don't have to keep that left knee straight. You can bend it. Take a breath in. Just one more breath out. Bring in a little more ease, even if it's a challenge. Release that right hand as you crawl back forward into a lunge. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee off the ground. Now it's your left hand that will rise. Take a big inhale. Reach the left hand forward, let it land inside the left foot. Wide leg forward fold along the right side of your mat. Just a breath in to reach the heart forward. A breath out to fold the chest down. And then again, it's your halfway lift, but this time again, maybe you heel to your feet a little closer, softening the knees, hands to your hips. Squeeze the elbows up towards the sky as you stand all the way up. Sweep the arms down, out, and up. Big breath in. Warrior two to the front of your mat. Your left toes turn forward, your left knee will bend. Reverse your warrior, left hand will rise. And then bring your forearm to your thigh here. It's your side angle pose. Right arm alongside your ear. Keep pressing through your back foot, your right foot, and reach your fingertips a little further away from that. One more inhale. Back to warrior two. You get to straighten the legs, heel toe your back foot a little closer. Reverse triangle pose, left hand will rise. Tip the chest forward towards the front of your mat, and then it's your triangle pose. Left hand goes down, right hand will rise. Stay here, full breath in. Big breath out. And then you'll rise all the way back up. Just for a moment, bend into your left knee, warrior two. Again, reverse your warrior. And then hands come down, framing your left foot, low lunge. Step back to plank. This time, both heels to the left. Reach your right arm up, side plank. Maybe you float the right leg. Find plank when you're ready. Drop your knees, tabletop pose. Once you're there, lift the heart, breathe in for cow. Breathe out and find cat pose. And then take your knees a little wider, your big toes together, your seat back towards your heels, child's pose. Once in child's pose, you can start to rock your head side to side. Allow your face to soften. Return to your breath. A full breath in all the way to the top. And a big breath out all the way to the bottom. And just shift the weight back forward. Come back to that tabletop pose. Start to lift your right arm up to the sky. And you'll just thread the needle so your right hand reach it through over to the left. And let your right temple come to the ground. Your left hand can stay on the ground for support here. You can even move it a little further over to the left. And now you can start to deepen the stretch in your upper back here by keeping your right hand on the ground, the back of your hand on the ground. Press into your left hand and then almost lean away. The back of your heart goes away from your right fingertips. So can you lean away from that? Take one breath in right here. Big breath out. You'll press down through your left hand. Reach the right hand out to the side, just straight out to the right. Reach the right hand forward. And reach the right hand back to the ground. If you need a cat-cow to reset, take that breath in, enjoy it. Breath out to round. And it's your left hand that will reach up, out, and you thread the needle. You thread that left arm through, left ear, left temple comes to the ground. Press down through that left hand, the back of the left hand, and see if you can almost lean away from it to deepen that stretch across the shoulder blade. Stay with your breath. Full breath in. Long breath out. Press down through the right hand. As you rise back up, take your left hand straight out to the left. Reach it forward and let it find the ground. One last cat-cow here, lifting the chest. Rounding through cat. Sit back on your heels like you did at the start and bring your hands to your thighs. Sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in through your nose, fill all the way up. Open your mouth, clear it out. You can start to sit off to the side, swing your legs around in front of you, give them a little bit of a shake. And take the soles of your feet together. Your heels can draw. Actually, I'd like you to take them a little further away from your feet. And you can start to grab onto your shins. Your hands will grab onto your shins or maybe your ankles. I'd prefer your shins so you can sit up nice and tall. So your legs make a diamond shape, a pretty wide or tall diamond shape. And then you'll sit up nice and tall. Now think about hinging at the hips so the top of your pelvis starts to tilt forward. The elbows go wide. Think your heart reaching beyond your big toes. And then as you find that point of resistance, you get to round your upper back. And stay here. Big breath in. Long breath out. You'll slowly start to come back up. Keep your left knee bent. Take your right leg long. So sole of your left foot will come to your inner right thigh. Reach your hands up. We're going to take two versions of Janu Shirshasana. You're going to reach your hands up here. Start to turn your navel towards your toes and then fold forward towards your toes here. Now, this is a nice stretch for that low back on the side here. You can reach your left hand outside of your foot like you did before. If you need to soften your right knee, of course, go for it. Take a breath in to reach your heart beyond your toes. Stay here or fold to deepen and stretch. And don't be afraid to move a little bit. If there's like one particular spot where you want to find a deeper sensation, lean into that. And then you'll reach the hands back up. Now for that second version, turn your navel towards the front left corner of your mat. And then you'll just tip over towards your right toes. So now it's like one more side body stretch here, like you would in, say, a side angle shape. And then come back up. This time your left hand will come behind your seat. You'll rise onto that left knee, that right leg stays long, and you reach your right hand away from your right foot. Just a nice counter. And you'll come back to your seat and you get to take that all on the other side. Your left leg will go long. Sole of your right foot to your inner left thigh. Reach both hands up. At first, start to turn your navel, your chest towards your left toes, and you get to fold over the leg. The right hand comes outside the left foot. Take a breath in to reach your heart beyond your toes. And a breath out to soften the right elbow, maybe start to round and deepen. So you get to enjoy that stretch. You have about 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. Lean into any spaces. You feel like they are stagnant, stuck, a little sticky. And when you're ready, you'll release that. Reach both hands up. Now you turn your navel towards the front right corner of your mat and lean over towards your left toes. Reach the right hand towards the front. Spin your chest out. Just one big breath in right here. And start to come up. Your right hand comes behind you. Plant it. Come onto your right knee. The left leg stays long as you reach the left fingertips behind you. And you'll slowly sit back down, both legs in front of you. Start to take that roll of your blanket. I want you to keep it in that roll. And you're going to place it along your spine here. So the length of your spine as you start to lie back on it, and then your head can find the ground. Or even if it lands on that blanket, you have it rolled a little longer, that's okay too. So as you lie down on the ground on that roll, you get a little bit of elevation in the spine, so then your chest can open a little bit more. So take your arms out like goalposts, bending at the elbows, let the toes soften just for a moment. So you can feel the chest broadening. Close the eyes. Three rounds of breath, breathing all the way in to expand through the chest. Maybe even open the mouth as you empty, finding more ease. 2 more rounds like that. Breathe all the way in. All the way out. Last one. Fill all the way up. Clear it all the way out with that ease. And if that blanket feels good underneath your spine, I'll encourage you to keep it. Just start to bend your knees nice and easy. And separate your feet just a little wider than your hips. Your knees can follow. Start to let both knees drape over to the right or drop over to the right. And so you can wiggle walk a little bit over. Your spine can almost come a little over to the right. So then your left shoulder blade is supported by that blanket a little bit more, and you can find more opening through the chest, maybe even look to your left fingertips in this twist. And you'll bring your knees back through center. You'll take the same thing on the other side. So both knees go over to the left. You might even scoot a little bit over to the left with the spine. So then that blanket is just supporting your right shoulder blade or the right side of your spine as you twist. Maybe even look over to your right fingertips. And just a few more rounds of breath, remembering you're breathing in and creating space. Breathing out, creating more ease. And you'll slowly pick your knees back up. Pause in neutral for a moment with your knees bent. Spine supported by that blanket, chest open. Take one more breath in right here. A bigger breath out to empty. You can just roll off to the side of that blanket, remove it. And if you want, you can even place it as a neck roll right underneath your neck or underneath your head if that feels better. Take your legs long. Your palms can start to flip up towards the sky. You can keep them out like the letter T or bring them down along your sides, whatever feels better, more supportive. Provides you with the most release. Maybe take one more big breath in all the way to the top. And just open up your mouth, clear it out. You get to land in your Shavasana. And just a little guided relaxation for your rest today. Start to bring your awareness to your toes. The bottom of your feet. Your ankles. Your lower legs. And even your knees. Your thighs. Your hips. Allow them all to be at ease. Soften. To release. To relax. Bring your awareness to your belly. All the way up to your chest. To your shoulder. Your upper arms. Your elbows. Your forearm. Your palms and your fingertips. Allow them to be filled with ease, calm, release, and relaxation. Bring your awareness to the base of your neck. The base of your skull. To your jaw and your tongue. To your eyes and even your eyebrows, your forehead. Even to the top of your head. Allow them to be filled with ease, calm, release, relaxation. Notice how every muscle in your body, give it permission to soften, to relax. Notice how your nervous system responds to that permission given. In this moment of calm, take a breath in. Long breath out. Starting with your fingers and your toes. Find intentional movements. Wake your body up. Even start to rock your head side to side. Just begin to bend your knees. Keep your eyes heavy. Roll to the side of your choice. And pause. And just begin to press yourself all the way up to a seat. Once you're there, bring your hands together in front of your heart. And slightly bow your chin towards that space. And in this moment of calm, come back to your intention, that word that you'd like to cultivate a little bit more of. Maybe you choose to keep that intention for the remainder of your day. You can see it in your mind. Take a big breath in, fill up with more of it. And a big breath out. Your thumb tips come up to the center of your forehead. Just a reminder to be kind to yourself so you can share that kindness with others. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.